I want to tell you about a little boy named Stephen. Stephen was 17. He was a great athlete. He was a beautiful looking young man getting ready to go into his senior year. He came home, he was complaining about a headache. His parents thought that maybe that he was getting dehydrated out of practice. They kept going on and on and on. Finally, Stephen got diagnosed with a brain tumor. We were going to sponsor Stephen and his family for a wish, but Stephen's, cancer really got aggressive on him. So what we decided to do was go into his house and visit him. The first day I went to see Stephen, and I gave him a big hug, and I said, Stephen, you keep fighting, everything's going to be all right. And without any hesitation, Stephen said, I know it is. I'm going to go to heaven. So here was that reminder from a 17-year-old that if you have faith, don't fear dying, because it's the only thing we all have in common. One day we're all going to die. But if you have faith, and faith is believing in something you can't see, when you do pass away, you'll be rewarded. You'll get to see everything you do believe in. People don't realize what you have until you stop. Stephen said, hey, you know what? My dad is the big jet fan. Stephen was telling each and every one of us, don't think about yourself, think about others. Pick up the phone if you haven't heard from somebody. Remind people how much you love them. Don't take for granted that they know. And don't have any regrets, because God forbid that person should die, and you go, wow, I wish I would have. Well, it's too late. So a couple of weeks later, we get a phone call, Stephen had passed away. And the nurse said to me, we have a problem. Stephen's family doesn't have enough money for the funeral. And the owner came in. And I was explaining to the owner exactly what happened. And he said to me, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I got to raise $9,000 and I got 2 hours to do it. He said, no, what are you going to do? I said, apparently he didn't hear me the first time. I said, you know what, I'm going to try to raise the money within 2 hours. He said, no, what are you going to do? I looked at him, I said, Mike, I don't understand your question. He goes, it's pretty simple. He said, I'm going to give you $3,000. My partner's going to give you $3,000, and you give $3,000, and there's $9,000. It was the best $3,000 I ever spent, because if we allowed a family to bury their child with dignity and with respect. Because you got to remember this, you can always make more money. You can't make more time. Time is that only commodity that you can't make more of. I wish I had more time. Well, we all do. We all have 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. But I think now is the time that each and every one of us should stop and think and be grateful for everything we have. All you have to do is care. All you have to do is take time to say, hey, I want to make a difference. And there's so many nonprofits out there that they need your help. Whether it's the Marty Lyons Foundation, if it's the Heart Association, whatever you find that's going to be, the more you give, the more you receive. That's the charity you want to participate in. And people these charities look for 3 types of people. One, that can give you financial support. The more money we have, the more children that we can help. Bottom line. Number 2, if you don't have money, maybe you have time. Everybody looks for volunteers. If you don't have money, and you don't have time, give us your thoughts and prayers. Because all we need to do is have prayers being answered one time and we save the life. You remember these 3 lines, anything is possible. Anything. The first one goes, to dream anything you want, that's the beauty of the human mind. And I see one guy taking notes, thank you. To dream anything you want, that's the beauty of the human mind. Because remember, we're all dreamers, right? We start as a little kid dreaming to become a professional athlete, dreaming to become a doctor. Never lose sight of those dreams. The second line goes, to do anything you want to do, that's the strength of the human will. Sometimes you want to quit. Sometimes I can't go any further. I talk to parents that have lost children. And they tell me, you know what, Marty, I just can't get out of bed. I can't do this. I said, well, get up tomorrow morning, walk as far as you can, put a mark on the asphalt, walk back home. Then the following day, you're going to see your mark. Just take 1 or 2 steps further. Because as Martin Luther King once said, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you have to do, you have to keep moving forward. And the final line is, trust yourself to test your limits. That is the courage to succeed.